Okay, the audio's back on.
So we have a Gamakatsu J20 jig nymph hook, and I'm using a tungsten bead. This is a 5/32 inch copper end. I'm using a brown 140 Danville thread, and as you can see, I was using my thread just to build up a little bit of a taper. I added 2 olive turkey biots for my tail, and once those are connected, I'm just going to run those to the front because I could use this material, these biots, to continue building that taper that I'll want. And so I'll come up like so. I'll even bring those back, tie those off, and trim that. I'm trying to just build a taper with the materials that I have. Going back and forth to the front, come back 3/4, back to the front, halfway down, back to the front. Now I'm going to be adding a brassy size. This is a brown copper wire. I'm just going to attach it to the side of the hook facing me, and as I make wraps, I'm just going to let the torque of that thread naturally just twist it to the top. Today we're going to be using a Vivus holographic tinsel. This is kind of a, I don't know what they call this color, kind of a brownish red. And what I did is I took 3 strands, same length, because it is so thin. And this is going to make my body. I'm going to lock those in. And you're going to pull those threads together. And we're going to create our body. It's going to give a very shiny body. Now if you have a rotary vise, it's a little easier just to kind of spin that. Oh, and I forgot to put my wire on. But that's okay. I'm not going to worry about it because I do have that natural segmented look just by using this material. Then when I lock that off, I'm going to go ahead and use some of this fine flex UV resin, tack free, for my body, just to lay that in. Now I did mean to put down some wire there, but I forgot. And I'm just going to lay a little bit of that down, rub that in, take it back to the tail. If you're putting glue on, do it in short amounts. You don't want too much glue. Rub that in, back to the tail, secure it all, lock it in, spread that out. Now since this is a jig hook, it's going to be riding like this in the water with the hook facing upwards, I'm going to tie this fly backwards now. I'm going a little bit longer than the length of the body. Pinch that down to hold it there, and I'm going to put that into place. A couple wraps behind there to lock that in. Cut that off. All right, next we're going to be using CDC. We're using this in a medium olive. This is a UV Select CDC. I'm going to tie this in by the tip, but I want these tips to come back a little bit behind the hook here. There's a lot more action when it's in the two and a half actually. Lock that in. Boom. I'm going to finish this fly off. Let's see, with a little bit of, this is an SLF dubbing blend. And this is a darker olive color right here. If you're putting on this dubbing, put it on in small quantities first. And I'm going to follow that up with a 4 or 5 turn whip finish, along with a little bit of head cement. So just a little dab of head cement. And that's a variation, guys. That is a variation of a classic Prince nymph. Hopefully you can get some out there and get some fish on. Tight lines, everybody.